Thank you for listening to Depictions Media Radio. Welcome back to Policy and Rights here on Depictions Media Radio. I am your host, Michael Clogs. On April 2022, the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, had this to say while in Winnipeg, making a housing announcement for the Indigenous people in Winnipeg. He was accompanied by the Premier of Manitoba, Heather Stephenson, and Grand Chief of the Southern Chiefs Organization, Jerry Daniels. And they announced a $64 million investment into almost 300 new affordable homes for the members of the First Nations, including families, elders, and post-secondary students. The initiative is also supported by a contribution of $35 million from the province of Manitoba, bringing the total sum to $100 million to build new affordable homes located in the Hudson Bay Company's historic building in downtown Winnipeg, which was gifted to the SCO for this revitalization project. The Prime Minister said everyone in Canada should have a safe and affordable place to call home. To build a future for everyone, the Government of Canada is building more homes across the country and making housing more affordable for those who are most in need. And housing is a true issue across the country. We have, of course, mentioned before that in British Columbia, where Vancouver is probably listed as one of the most unaffordable places to live in the world, and the housing prices have just skyrocketed. There are other areas in the country, such as in Toronto, where housing prices, the cost of living doesn't exactly match, or doesn't even, in a lot of cases, doesn't even come close to matching what people bring home. In cases of where we're talking about people that may have some sort of disability or disadvantage, they have to choose between rent, housing, food, medication, that sort of thing, and that shouldn't have to ever be a choice. And the thing is the Liberal government and Justin Trudeau truly understanding that this is what people have to choose? In some cases, that people have to choose between, do I eat or do I pay rent? Do I have the time to be able to stand in a lineup for the food bank so that I can have a couple meals a week? Or do I go get a third or fourth job? Not a second job, a third or fourth job, so that they can meet the expenses to pay rent, to have a comfortable home or a safe home and be able to do other things, and such as the basic things, just being able to eat a healthy meal. And when we fix the problems that we're having with affordable housing, we're also going to fix a lot of other things. When people get to be able to have a healthy meal, their health goes up, and the cost and the strain of healthcare goes down across the country. So this is a very important issue. We're glad that in Winnipeg that the First Nations group, the Southern Chiefs organization, did receive the $65 million from the federal government. They did receive the $35 million from the province of Manitoba in order to spend $100 million on affordable housing, because it's truly going to give some advantages to this group of people. So why don't we listen to the ceremony that actually happened while Justin Trudeau was in Winnipeg, as they celebrate their gratitude over receiving this project.
I'd like to invite Elder Mary Maisway-Ashing to provide our opening prayer. Mary is a citizen of Lake Manitoba First Nation, and we were in ceremony with her yesterday together with our HBC family as we prepared for today and for our new future.
Bonjour, kitnen kwekuni gan kisama tu manuni gan kwegani kagi sumi shat kisama tu sisakagi kitwan sisanam yan biani gan tikatwen enewan kese abasatwan so ga boy saganoi kwa district chugo ni gani onakpat gito ko minaguin swan ya sabasatwan gani Manu taskenin kapnanam ya manu wegwane ke gun teng sapnun se kigatwan kweke guchikatwan sapnanam ya nongko maga gisakak kapis chimeno nak chege oke maka anak kitana bekuna nam kena kita apachege kachina kamikasam we kaisa chege nungam meisa Kegir, Onchana Katam, where Nungum sees a stammer, where there is a stammer. Can he chance an anik, Concha? Get an away magan an anik, get up an uchim an anik, who's an anik, so go to where we've been a tiger. Manu the scanning me, Pemisha, the wet yarn, and got Miss Agan Asim, Canyon, keep me a scornam yarn. Aning agi mi ketwan ge anin ba manitu gi ketona agi mi sat agi sa manitu kita nak man mi wet ketnen manu chune wa na kwek chune manu chune manu set kena ge gu ni ga aning sa kena ge gu wa ga na ka ta ma to ge ma ka anak chune manu na go ke gu ni bwa kita ma ge siot ndana wa ma ga na anak ni chance nanik nustanik ongweke aguching kane bot kayot minge kene nana ga tena mak nungum kagi shagak chutmya batak we uma wakai gan kawip me tashikam mat chutmya usutwat ma we na chutne bot we na kitan snabe manane kitan we magane nanik sago kakena Anis na kita na wenta men akinuma kayain wuma kan ka kinakani ba yang nungam wege na mama nanak kya apachuga we na nak manung ka gi sagak anis na win kinage gu ga din tai gatut kitong sak mata semen mau ya wing win anis chinan ta ga sa win The Sugishik Kenawukana Wanamigonan, Win the Sugishik, a Kenagago on the Tiger Tune, on Intonation Martis Young, Chimino, on Big House Swing, on Waka Benuchak, on Wexogagana Wamagan and Nanik. On one Sugama Skikian, Magan Tiger King, a king, a pushke, where Gam Pap Matagasiot, in the being Gayot, a West Yaka we know. It is so good, going back to Hanangusta, or I get the big Jesus, the way Jesus. Me watching the na, Manuta scanning, me watch the kid, keep me watching the one, the Manum Dagi Chupmianamian. Away there, Kani Gana Gasut, Munia, wing end of me, and I met the morgue, win Manuch and Sutagwang, where we're not and Sutot and when we mark canon, Uganan, where she's with an Okintiot. Where me and me watching the kid. I'll get in all the scan of my song stuck. Wabanong where the geeses, Kabun Sasagin granted, move kung, the stuggy geschäft, me watch get an engagi no, the song stuck. Why gas shaw non kagi no gami watch get an enem, the song stuck on a matabiak, manu chip me, a bag cab meang, chip a carbon the mang, on ingani night nigan, the niece of Mustiang, where Chamanachi Tiang, Tishawen Tiang. On Weka, where the gag, Ningabio Nanga, we know ga, Buscastu again the bent men and knock on down. Me watch the cat where ga, yet nung, me watch the knock and in the machines to get on the Matabio. Manu doesn't of Mishavanashim, Kananish, Pakanayan, Sutasin, Hama, Kabman, Niboy. Good morning, my dear relatives. Good morning to all the chiefs, Prime Minister, good morning, and to all the delegates that are here this morning. I am deeply honored that I was given the opportunity and the honor to say the opening prayer here this morning. It is a very eventful day, a very historic day, something that our chiefs have been working towards, and to the gentleman that has gifted this building, I thank you, Miigwech, from the bottom of our heart. I also want to acknowledge my name and the way that the Creator gave me. For me, that is what guides me, is my name, and the way that we have been taught by our ancestors and what they have left for us. And as they told us never to forget who you are and always be proud of who you are, that you and the Creator gave us a very beautiful way of life. My name is Strong Standing Golden Eagle Woman and also Leading Cloud. I acknowledge my names. I also acknowledge our great Creator, the Great Spirit, for this beautiful day, for the day that we have been given another day, the breath of life, because as our elders tell us, tomorrow is never promised. So we must walk in kindness every day as best as we can and be humble, walk in a humble way. I acknowledge all the leaders that are here and the young people and the new chiefs that just got in, Kyra Wilson, Chief Kyra Wilson, and Chief Gord Blue Sky. I acknowledge you as well. Today, again, I want to also add that, yesterday and today they said that it's Thursday. For us as Anishinaabe people, Dakota, Inuit, or wherever you come from, we view as every day as Earth Day, and that we always want to ensure that the way the water was a long time ago when Creator first put us here, to ensure that those clean waters will be there for our young ones, because we are not only thinking about us today, but we're also thinking about the ones that are yet to be born, so that we need to leave something behind and to keep our lands and the earth clean, and to be mindful that we don't throw garbage on our Mother the Earth, because when we throw garbage on Mother the Earth, we are throwing garbage on our mothers, the women that gave birth to us. So I want to acknowledge giving thanks to the animal life, the plant life, the water life, the medicines that grow and help heal us as nations. I want to acknowledge our grandfathers that sit in all those directions. In the east where the sun rises every day, as that sun shines on all of us equally, not only just myself, but everybody. My late father used to tell me, when you walk out your door and open your door, when that sun shines on you, that sun is very happy to see you. And so that's what I do every morning. You know, when the sun comes up, I greet that sun and I say my prayers in a good way. I acknowledge the grandfathers that sit in the south, the west, and the north, and I acknowledge all the waters. And again, I just want to, I ask prayers for our leaders and the relationships and the partnerships that are built today and every day, that you are guided through your hearts, through spirit, that we do things in a good way for our young ones, for our children. I have grandchildren, I have 10, and there's another one on its way. So with that, I want to say and thank you again for giving me the honor to say the opening prayer. In a humble way, I thank you and I greet all of you. Miigwech.
Chief Miigwech, Mary. It is my pleasure. Everyone can be seated. It is my privilege to introduce SCO Grand Chief Jerry Daniels, a proud member of Long Plain First Nation and a proud father to son Angelo Daniels, who is here today along with the Grand Chief's mother, brother, and nieces. Grand Chief Daniels has dedicated himself to bringing people together to improve the quality of life for the Anishinaabe and Dakota nations through initiatives including economic development and self-sufficiency, health transformation, restorative justice, water and environment, and a reclaiming of the welfare of our children as envisioned by the Southern First Nation. Today is a day of celebration as we achieve a milestone and begin a new way forward. Please welcome Grand Chief Daniels.
Bonjour, Tenoe Magidok. Miigwech Gishimani Tunungum, Ogimam Kodesh Nakas, Ganusti Agdunji, Benasi Dudim. I want to thank our Creator for another beautiful day. I want to thank Elder Mary Maith Washing for the pipe ceremony, the water ceremony, and also for the prayer that she offered us today. Thank you so much, Mary, for your guidance. And all of our elders and knowledge keepers who have prayed for us and guided us and who are resilient in ensuring that our people are here today and that our children would have a future, one that is prosperous and filled with opportunity. Thank you to the leadership, the chiefs who are here, too many to name, but we have 34 in our region, and many across the country, women, men, young youth. Our youth chief is here, our female youth chief, our male youth chief. Thank you to my goddaughter, DeAndre, my son who's here, my mother. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you to our chiefs, executive, who without their support and guidance, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. Thank you to these very powerful and strong women who have really guided us and carried the work. Joy Kramer and Jennifer Ratchway, thank you so much for the work that you do. and our management team and the administration of our organization, we are not able to do this work without strong, dedicated people. And in our organization is led by women. If you see the women in our office and the work that they do, they are the guides and the leaders in our community. And they're able to make me able to come up here and announce and just, you know, spend time with the rest of the leadership from across the country. So thank you so much. Governor Baker, thank you, and thank the team from Hudson Bay, all of you, your communications team, your managers. Thank you all for the work that you've been doing for us in terms of not only working to transfer the building, but also in supporting sort of the visionary and also pushing us. You know, Governor Baker has really, you know, tried to push us to think further, to think bigger. And I've really appreciated that because I'm a big believer in that. And I believe in that because our children deserve that. Our children deserve the best possible future that we can bring. And I'm so thankful that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is here, you know, Premier Stephenson, Dan Vandel. You know, your support and your leadership and contribution to what we're doing here is so important. And I know that it's more than just today. It's more than a building. It's about the people in this building. It's about the lives that are going to be impacted over the years. And so I want to say thank you, and I want to now move to my actual notes. Today is a good day to gather. I would like to begin by thanking our Creator and for guiding our guests on a safe journey here to the Hudson's Bay Company Heritage Building to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Treaty 1 territory. We are joined today by many special guests and dignitaries, our treaty partners, who have taken meaningful action when it comes to reconciliation. I want to thank Ian Putman as well. I can't miss Ian Putman, who I know was mentioned, Roger Duffy, Ryan Barnier, Aaron Nairn, Tiffany Bourret. Welcome to also the Minister of Housing and Diversity and Inclusion, the Honourable Minister Ahmed Hussein, Minister of Indigenous Services, the Honourable Patty Haydu. Thank you so much for being here. I want to also acknowledge Mayor Brian Bowman. Thank you so much for joining us and also for your leadership here in the city and the really addressing the racism, institutional racism, and for bringing many of the community organizations and businesses to address that and to commit to making changes within their businesses and companies. A special thank you as well to our senior project advisors, Dr. Phil Fontaine and Dr. Lloyd Axworthy. Without their vision, no vision is possible. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. To Resolve Project Management Group, number 10 Architects, and AP2 the Paletta Group. This team represents the importance of partnerships with leading experts to ensure the project's caliber is state-of-the-art. To our friends and members of the media who are here, thank you for telling the story of the vision that was met with action. A story of the resilience, courage, and tenacity of our people to build a better future with our partners for generations to come. Wawane Bagakinagon. It is visible. And we can agree that reconciliation is not just a word. It is meant to have action. And this is an example of that action. Today, we are showing through our work and through our agreement that this is what we are doing. 289 units of safe, affordable accommodations to address the crisis and dire shortage of First Nations housing. Up to 500 people will find shelter and opportunity for success here. It is a place for our elders with meal service, on-site medical attention, incorporation of both Western and traditional healing to create optimal wellness. They will be supported and will continue to share their wisdom here and guidance of our cultural values, languages, and traditions. A place for our children and youth to be cared for and supported for their dreams to grow, to lead and prosper as proud First Nations people. a place for artists to create and healers to heal, a place for good governance by becoming the future governance house of the chiefs of the Southern First Nations in Manitoba, where collaborative decision-making based on shared priorities and best practices will continue to lead us in a good and respectful way. This place is a place to be honored and supportive of First Nations people, our rich history, and invite all who wish to come and learn together that it is visible. Wewe na begakanagon. I look forward to hearing from our partners this morning as we honor and commemorate this new day, a day where we can reflect on the past and commit to this bold vision of the future that we can journey towards together. With that, miigwech wapeda.
Thank you so much, Grand Chief. It is such a joy and a pleasure and an honor every day to work for you. So it's such a blessing. So Egosani, thank you from my heart. As Grand Chief mentioned, yesterday when we welcomed Governor Baker and our honored HBC guests to our territory, we began in ceremony. Our knowledge is carried through oral traditions and stories, and it is a sacred responsibility to be a keeper of our oral history. Sophia Smoke attended our ceremony yesterday.
And she is with us today.
Thank you. You go.
Sophia is from the Dakota Nation, and she is a 14-year-old jingle dress dancer who has carried the responsibility of the healing dress since the age of 3 and was brought into the circle by 4 grandmothers. Sophia is a staunch advocate for the preservation of the Dakota language and Indigenous rights.
She spends her Fridays with her paternal, this is going to make me cry too, her paternal grandmother learning the language and customs of the Dakota, which is as it should be. Sophia was chosen as our oral historian to carry the story of today forward to our communities and to future generations, and she will now share the story of yesterday's ceremony. Sophia, if we can please invite you up, and if you can give her a warm welcome.
Oyate, Dedia Hipiki was ne Pechi Yizapi, and Petua Shechana, Hirape, Amakiapi, Wana de, ya, Wana Yetu, a Keto Pahamacha, the Cotal Plains of Petu Oyate, Hetchia Dawa Hahi. Itancha Orval Smoke Unkawa He, Donna Pratt Kushiwaya, Itancha Doni Smoke Atewaya He, Joan Smoking Awaya, Miechu de Pramaya. Dakota Makochia Hipi Kinwashteya. Hello everyone, my friends and relatives, I shake all of your hands. My name means a beautiful sunrise and there's a good day coming. My English name is Sophia Smoke. I'm 14 years old and I'm from the Dakota Plains First Nation. My grandfather was Chief Orville Smoke. My father is Chief Donnie Smoke. My Kushi is Donna Pratt, and my mother is Joan Smoke. I wanted to thank you all for inviting me here today. I'm truly honored, and I wanted to give a very special welcome to Mr. Prime Minister Trudeau on behalf of the Indigenous Youth of Canada. I'm here today to share with you my experience. Yesterday, I was given the opportunity to participate in both a water ceremony and a pipe ceremony, both led by Mary May Twayashing, whom I thank. To my people, the lifting of a chinupa is the creation of a covenant. For many years, the chinupa, the pipe, connected many different tribes across the land, and now we build bridges with our non-Indigenous counterparts. Historically, many agreements were not made in our traditional way. This experience was different. It was led by our grandmothers and our grandfathers, and today there is no mistaking that we are changing the course of history for good. So thank you to the people of the Hudson's Bay Company for your wholehearted participation. During the ceremony, we prayed together, each in our own ways. I truly got shivers as I had begun to realize that this is so much bigger than any of us will ever understand. We will only understand when it is written in the history books. My grandchildren will understand and feel the impact of this sooner than I will. We are rewriting our history. I come as a humble ambassador of the Indigenous youth of Canada, and to my brothers and to my sisters, today our grandparents' prayers have been answered, and this is just the beginning. This is only the beginning of our journey towards reconciliation. May we go strong and brave together as the next generation of leaders in this movement. This is our future. May it be bright and prosperous in our hands. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who made this possible today. I wish you well. Thank you.
That is our future.
When I phoned Chief Smoke to talk to him if we would be able to ask Sophia, he said, well, I'll have to wait for her to come home. She's out at her beading class. And I thought, oh my gosh. So I'm very fortunate that I was able to talk to Chief Smoke and he talked to his daughter, and she is here today. So, Chimigwech, Sophia, thank you.
We planned really well, but we didn't bring Kleenex up here, so that's the only thing I'm missing up here. We would like to bring you back up to the stage, Sophia, and I'm going to also call some other youth who will come up to the stage to be witnesses to the rent ceremony. So I would also like to invite, and whoever's comfortable coming, Angelo Daniels, DeAndrea Desjarlais, Kashta Desjarlais, Jacob Kramer, Caitlin Prince, Sophia Smoke, Wasea Soldier, Henry Putnam, Charlie Putnam, and Roman Danuser. You're welcome to come up and we'll show you where to stand. I would also like to ask Jesse High Eagle to come to the stage as well, please. As everyone makes their way here, I will share that the Hudson's Bay Company Royal Charter stated that the rent of 2 beaver and 2 elk was to be paid by the company whenever a British monarch visited Canada. The ceremony surrounding the payment has only been performed 4 times in HBC's history. What you will now witness is a new version of that historic ceremony where Grand Chief Daniels, supported by the Chief's Executive Committee members, will present Governor Richard Baker, the 39th governor of the Hudson's Bay Company, with ceremonial black beaver pelts and elk hides. We would like to acknowledge, and I need to take just a second to do this, the incredible Sean Vincent, the founder of Vincent Design, an Indigenous design firm that created the SCO panels on the windows that you would have seen outside coming in, the flag you saw as you entered the building, the backdrop you see behind us, the beautiful programs for our event today, all based on the stunning floral motif that is inspired by the plants and the medicines that sustain us. Well, Sean prepared the beaver pelts and elk skins for this day, and he brought them to ceremony with Mary yesterday. The pelts and the skins have been specifically printed with the floral design and the story of this historic moment. So I'm now going to invite Grand Chief Daniels up here to read what is on the skins, so that you will all know. So I'm just going to invite you up, Grand Chief, to read this.